When Democrats lose Bill Maher, it's game over. And the end is near. The Democrat Party has lost Bill Maher, one of their longtime surrogates.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, it's like a hate crime, and it makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that.
Trump had a big rally at Madison Square Garden, and then MSNBC called him a Nazi because Madison Square Garden, they did have a German 1939 sympathetic rally, and nothing's happened at the garden since.
Nothing. Bill Maher gets it. He knows that the news media is an enemy of the people. He knows they've gone too far, and that little 30-second clip proves it. MSNBC called the rally at Madison Square Garden the same rally that happened in 1939, and that was at a completely different building that had been torn down and destroyed almost 100 years ago. Bill Maher knows it's over. He knows the news media has done too much and went too far. In today's episode, I'm going to prove it. Bill Maher was on fire last night on the show Real Time.
What happened this week with the garbage? Now, the result could be Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania win this election for Harris, right? That's possible. You're doing this.
Possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Or it could be the other way because, I think it's a bigger gaffe than people think. It's so funny. Joe Biden, his whole career, he was like Mr. Gaff. And then here at the very end, he's like Aaron Judge in Game 6. he fucking...
That's so amazing. Because Barack Obama said many times, leave it to Joe Biden to F something up. This is so good. I love this.
Muffed the fly ball and at the end of the thing and blew the whole... Yeah. So, because I feel like it epitomizes everything that the Trump people hate about the Democrats. Yes. They look down on us. It's like deplorables times 10.
Bitter clingers, that whole thing too, that Obama said, no, this is an unbelievable own goal, and to have this argument about where the apostrophe is, who is he referring to? It's clear what he was referring to, and obviously they're running away from this. But yeah, when you talk to Trump voters, and I've spent far too much time of my life doing so, is that the assumption is...
What do you think about this? Were you offended by being called garbage by Joe Biden? I've been called much worse by much better people. Joe Biden has been not a good president. I got to be very careful what I say here. In my opinion, Joe Biden has not been a good president. He's been insulting, condescending, creepy, weird, not normal, just obnoxious, and just slimy for the last 3.5, almost 4 years. But I think what he said is exactly what the Democrat Party, more importantly, what your neighbors think of you if you're a Trump supporter, if you're MAGA. They think you are garbage. They think you are lower than whale poop. They think you're a bad person. They think you're dumb. That's the biggest thing. They think you are dumb. And maybe it's not they think you're dumb, but they think they're smarter than you. And you heard it right here from this guy. He spent too much of his life talking to Trump supporters. What a scumbag.
That the media hates you, the elites hate you, they think that you're garbage, and they think that you're bitter clingers, and they think that all these things. And any sort of hint of that seems to prove that is just not a net positive for Democrats. I don't think it's very, very difficult to point that out. But yeah, no, that's a bad thing for them.
I don't know if it's a net positive, but having the elderly president give like a marble-mouthed answer, yielding, and elderly competitor dressing up as like a Oompa Loompa garbage man sex doll, that's kind of a wash for me. I don't know. Is it a huge win for Trump, to go out there on stage?
This guy's so good. He's wearing a pearl necklace, right? You see that? You like the pearl necklace? Do you want to get lectured by a YouTuber, a white dude for Harris wearing a pearl necklace? I mean, is this your guy? Is this who you take advice from? Right? This guy's not normal. He makes the rounds. He runs a channel called The Bulwark. He's welcome to come on here. I would talk to him anytime. I respect his opinion. I don't respect what's in it, but he's allowed to have his opinion.
Age like dressed up like in his dad's dumpster truck outfit. I don't know. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
It was a gap. It was dumb, but I don't know if Trump took advantage of it as much as some people might want to think.
Trump showed up to a rally in Wisconsin in a garbage truck, did an entire rally in a construction garbage truck vest. Yes, he took advantage of it. No one will ever forget Hillary Clinton calling us deplorable. No one will ever forget Joe Biden calling us garbage. No one will ever forget Kamala Harris and the entire Democrat Party calling us fascist. Okay? We will never forget this. Never.
What do you make of the statement? I woke up today to the headline that Trump had called for a firing squad for Liz Cheney. And this is what I really don't like about the media. No, he didn't.
He did not.
You don't have to move me to not like Donald Trump.
He says
more
so
than
many
I
shitty
already,
things. Why do you have to
And
do
by
that?
the way,
Yeah.
if Pete don't realize it, well, here's what he said. He's criticizing him for being a war hawk. I mean, she is Dick Cheney's daughter. He said she's a
Donald Trump, I'm not even going to play the clip. Donald Trump called out Liz Cheney and all of the neocons in Washington, D.C. for sending young men and women to war. And he said that they should be on the battlefield too. And that's where the reference of these things pointed at them came from. Not a firing squad. Listen to it here. Bill Maher has had it with the liberal news media. And Bill Maher is an old school liberal, right? Old school, classical liberal, some of you might call it. I've got family. My grandparents were Democrats. They were blue dog Democrats from Lower Alabama. The Democrat Party now is not the Democrat Party that they voted for. It's not the same thing. It's been overrun by people with some problems up here. Okay? You know that.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, we'll send tens of thousands of troops right into the mouth of the enemy. Now, of course, he expresses himself horribly. He has to add she's a stupid person because he's a moron.
Well, Trump knows what it's really like from Vietnam.
This is exactly...
None of the people sitting on this panel have ever raised their right hand and support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Jamie Ratskin is exactly that, Ratskin.
what hippies always said. This is exactly what peaceniks always said. This is Fortunate Son, the song. It's like, you know what? It's very easy to sit in your building and send young men to die. Apropos of Ukraine, because, I don't know, that war doesn't look like it's going in the right direction.
Not at all, no.
But just...
When's the last time you heard anything on the news about the Ukraine war? You heard anything about that lately? Other than all of the military veteran Ukraine bros that got on the grift on YouTube, and they've made some good money off this. They've made hundreds, if not millions of dollars talking about Ukraine on YouTube. Okay? Go check out some of the channels. There are an abundance of United States military veterans panhandling on YouTube for Ukraine. Not one of them will mention anything about our own southern border. Think about that.
So, you know, just don't lie to me. I don't like Donald Trump. Don't lie to me and tell me he wants it in front of a firing squad. He was saying something that, by the way, if it came out of the mouth, some of it, not the stupid part, again, sounds like what hippies used to say about
Bill,
not sending people to... Yes.
I agree with you on the lying. I mean, that is ridiculous and absurd and counterproductive. But when did Donald Trump ever criticize a war hawk the way a hippie did? I mean,
he called out John Bolton on a daily basis. Also, Donald Trump didn't get us into one war during his time in office. No other president in probably the last 80 years can claim that, can actually say that with facts.
Was it during Vietnam? He got out of going to Vietnam, but he didn't criticize
I'm not
the war,
going to
the Iraq
defend,
war.
Jamie,
Yeah.
I'm not defending Trump.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't lie to me.
I agree with that. I mean, that's just a
I mean,
distortion.
it's
but read what he really said.
It's counterproductive. I mean, the number of Trump people you talk to who talk about the media and giving them any ammunition like this. I mean, I saw headlines, chyrons on television this morning saying that Donald Trump had said that Kamala Harris should be executed. I mean, at the beginning of that kind of rambling, incoherent thing, she said, give her a weapon, which is not typically something you do to someone.
And again, the spirit of it is...
Send her to battle. Send Kamala Harris to battle. All of these people that want to go to war should be there on the front line. If you're in Congress and you vote to go to war, give you a platoon. You're a platoon leader. Buckle up. Go. Right? Get it.
Something that if someone with the blue hat said it, people would nod along on the left. Yes, exactly.
There's plenty of things he says that you don't have to invent them.
Can I just say one thing? And I agree with you. All those criticisms are fair. But there's been a lot of violence, as Nancy Pelosi knows.
Nancy Pelosi knows that she could have stopped everything that occurred on J6. Nancy Pelosi was the Speaker of the House and had the ability to use the National Guard to do so. She chose not to. There are videos, there are clips, there's audio of her saying basically, oh shit, I messed up. That's exactly what happened.